So, for one, I appreciate y'all for being here.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Obviously, we all know why this list is pretty crucial in our world. And I will say, how did y'all feel overall about sneakers this year?
I thought it was a pretty good year, all things considering.
Okay.
I mean, economy's kind of in the crap to begin with, so I feel like there's a lot of stuff sitting that maybe in the past would have sold out. Yeah, but as far as notable kicks, I think we did pretty good this year.
I agree. I wish for one of the drops this year. Thank you, Afterpay.
That's the Exactly. Hey, well, you know, it's funny you say that too. I still got people knocking me for affirming them casino dunks when I'm like, I got them. Like, oh yeah. So, overall, how did y'all feel about the voting list that I made?
It was pretty good. I know when I asked like how are you gonna do it? Like we were gonna make our own list. I honestly was a little upset that we didn't do our own. That once I seen what you did, I was like, all right, this actually makes sense. Given how you were gonna aggregate the results.
Yeah.
Okay, this seems fair.
And you know, just to kind of expound on that a little bit, the reason why I don't do it like that anymore is because it takes a little too long to sit there and debate lists like that.
Yeah.
But also, I started doing the voting list because I felt it was the fairest way for everybody to have a say. / you know, I'd go off picking the top 50 to, well, in this case, 64 shoes that I know people actually cared about. So that way it kind of sets this is your pick. Do with it what you please. But nah, I feel you.
It was a nice variety. I appreciate you having a little something for everyone.
Oh, of course.
For the niche fans, the New Balance, the Saucony, I really appreciate it. This wasn't just, the main.
Oh, yeah.
So I definitely appreciate it.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
really good list. Even the list prior.
Yeah. Well, even talking to you, because, you're one of the few guys that actually is, heavy Diodora. So it's, really talking with guys like yourself, or girls as well. That's always a big thing for me, variety / having those key shoes that, a lot of people won't know about, but at the same time are dope. Let's take the J-Tips Saucony, for example. I tell everybody, I actually did not see my first Saucony till I went to Japan. Just because for some odd reason, Saucony was not big in Arizona. Yeah, I mean, obviously you start to see it now, but it's even then though,
the East Coast shoe, man, the Maryland, Virginia area, and then we're really big on New Balance. Oh yeah, New Balance was the first shoe that was $100 before Jordans. So all the new boys had New Balance out of the Jordans, and then you go into the Saucony, and it's all right, you can have that comfort, but still, be able to move around like you love to.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, well, I guess we'll get right into it. So let me just say this. There is going to be a lot of things you don't agree with this list. So we going to say the debating till after we get through these 10. And keep in mind, these 10 are numbered. So I'll just letting you know. You're going to be looking at the camera who voted? Why? Yeah. I'm just letting you know. So, number 10. Crenshaw Skate Club Dunk.
Not mad.
I feel like it deserves to be on the list. I just think it should be higher.
Wish I could have got it here.
Oh, me too. Me too. I kid you not. I was just at Archive Phoenix looking at a pair that the 350 not looking too bad.
I'll stop at 350.
Exactly, 100%. So everybody has seen that shoe.
Yes.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, okay. We got to show her the shoe. Yeah, and I mean, overall, just the story behind it too is what I actually really like about it. It was one of those like, you know, overall, it's just a really cool shoe.
The insoles, the extra insole. Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of looked at it like that is definitely going to be a top 10 shoe for this year, even when I first saw it. Yeah. And I mean, yeah, like you said, I think you were talking about it before we started filming. I mean, what other skate club you see that's predominantly black people? Like
There's Crenshaw Skate Club. Then I think there's Fro Skate. Released a dongle last year.
Oh yeah.
It is mostly women. So like people don't even really know about that. So like that was another one where it's like it's under the radar. But I was standing in line trying to get the shoe. Everyone was like, man, the hike. Nah, this is a black skate club and I want to support. So that's why I'm here. That's for the story.
Yeah, I feel it. Anything else about it?
I don't think, I'm trying to remember, because I started making my personal list. I don't think it would have made my top 10 list, but it's still a noteworthy shoe. Like,
I respect.
I'm not mad at it being on the list.
I respect that. What about you? I mean, now that you've seen it.
Oh, I seen. I like it. I like the Marvel and
Oh,
that was shoes I don't like when it's just like one solid texture.
And maybe next year for your show, have a separate list for the most botched launches. Because there's some shoes where it's like, you have your list where the hottest sneaker. Which ones are the easiest to get? Which ones?
yeah, that's actually a good idea. I'm gonna keep that in mind.
Martin's botched.
Oh, we ain't even gonna get into that. We might be here for a good minute. Well, 100%, I feel you. Number 9, the Uto Origome, dog. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When I was getting all the numbers and all that for this, I lightweight almost flipped over my desk when I saw it this low. Cause I'm actually really big into skateboarding. Sadly, I can't skate anymore, but I still try to follow it as much as possible. I mean, ever since I saw that dunk, I absolutely loved it. And on top of that, he literally dropped a part in his home country, Japan, for the launch of the shoe. And heck, he might win Skater of the Year because of that part alone. But I looked at that shoe literally yesterday, and I'm like, this easily is a top 3 shoe of the year, arguably the best dunk of the year. Arguably.
Dunk, I would say, arguably best.
Yeah. That's fair. But when I saw this little on this list, I'm like, what? So like, hang on. It's like,
I definitely like the colors that are featured.
Oh, yeah.
And the blue, the brown, and the pink. I'm a sucker for anything with like cool pink, like cayenne pink or anything. Like, I'm a sucker for anything. So swap out the laces. Chef's kiss.
I feel it. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. Okay. So, number 8, and see, this is where it starts to get a little crazy. Adidas Stan Smith, Homer Simpson.
So, huge Simpsons fan. Love that shoe. I don't know about top 10, but just the novelty that they were able to do that, put on the back, and it's clean.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, I think we all know that season we got to be one of the most famous Simpsons like scenes ever, where he's fading into the bushes.
So at least on the weekly. Something.
Oh yeah, and I mean it was also to see him in court rate, like you said. But yeah, I could honestly, that list wouldn't even make my top, or that shoe would not even make my top 20, to be honest. But I do appreciate like just them doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to find it on sale. I still do want that shoe.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, it's a cool shoe, but I thought the crop toters were a little cooler, and no one talked about those. Because this way it's actually like, you know, if you're a smoker or whatever the case may be, you could actually burn off.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was one. Because I went through the list. I did a painstaking thing. I forgot what website it was, and there was like 60-some pages of all the drops that came out. And I was making a file on Photoshop, and it crashed. And I was like on page like 7. And that was a shoe that came up that I was like, everyone forgot about this shoe. Go Honda.
I did end up in.
Yeah.
Came just amazing. I took a torch to it, set it on fire. So still some of the brown from the so-called golden vapor, but walk out, break nicks, but not only release.
Hey, I'll feel that. And let's see here. Number 7. See, this is the controversial before I say it, because so let me explain something to y'all. When I'm gathering these shoes, I have a hard time putting colorways or models that we've already seen before.
Yeah.
So with this one, I really had to sit there and debate with myself, like, does this really deserve to even be on the voting bracket? But it is the reimagined Air Jordan 3. Obviously, yeah, we've seen that colorway before, so could it really be on a top 10 list?
I think that comes up every year. This comes around.
Oh, yeah.
It's always the retro shoe that they brought back that colorway that year, and it ends up on the list. I'm not mad at it. Jordan 3 is like one of my favorite shoes, especially that white cement. I still need a pair. Personally, I didn't get one, but my ceiling
Ain't been at Ross.
my ceiling's like 2. Yeah, I'm not a size 18 either. One of the guys from work actually sent me a picture yesterday. He found an 18 at Ross. Yeah. I was like, but yeah, that's still one I need that's still one I need from this year, but I do have a price ceiling on it. I only want to pay like $280.
I feel that.
But I do need another pair just to sit chill in the closet.
Yeah. I don't know. What do y'all?
For all my living releases, it's kind of like,
At the end of the day, when you have re-releases like that, it just makes companies lazy because the consumer is constantly still buying, and it's double pushing the envelope of innovation.
Yeah.
It's cool, don't get me wrong, for people that may be younger who got around when that shoe came out, but it's not pushing the envelope for innovation.
Yeah, I feel it. It's one of those things. It's kind of like it's like an auto cop. Like even if you've had some of the prior releases, anytime they do that, like you still want a crispy pair to sit there so you can beat up your older one that you already had. So,
Well, that's another discussion that I've actually had with a couple people, because, you know, obviously the Gratitude 11s, for example, which I'm just going to spoil it. They actually didn't make this list. Here's the thing. That's basically a Concord if you really sit down and look at it. So, the homie Eddie, that's his absolute best shoe of this year. But I've asked him numerous times, how can that be your number one? But Concord's dropped like, what, a couple years ago again? So it's like, and they almost drop every single year. So it's like, how are you going to continuously put that as your number one? But you've seen that shoe so many times.
Yeah.
And I would say, I think the Gratitude is actually the best Concord. Quality-wise.
yeah.
Quality-wise.
I think the good thing though about it is it'll wear nicely. That leather,
Yeah.
will outlaw that ballistic nylon though. That ballistic nylon is always gonna yellow. Like it'll age and it'll be inconsistent too. And it's hard when it stains if you drop anything on it.
Oh yeah, like I've cleaned plenty of 11s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are not easy to clean. Like it's almost like coat lights.
Yep.
I just tell people when they ask me to clean them, just buy new ones. Like that's what you're supposed to do. But I don't know. I kind of had a problem with even putting the reimagined, both reimagined actually. But then I really had to just accept. Hey, look, it's still a little too high. Look, I was just gonna say the reimagined Royal. If it goes to 100, I might actually buy it. Nah, that's still too high.
120 with the full paint.
That's still too high. Nah.
So you were talking about your wife and the girl math earlier. I could see that. It's like the little $40 constantly every month. I'm not gonna notice that missing.
Feel it. It's just tough for me to even consider them. Like that's always been my issue. Yeah, still. Anything above 100 for that reimagined Royal, I'm not paying it. I'm sorry. I'm not.
Thinking of that, the JPAC dunks that came out not so long ago. It's like a high top. It's very similar to that.
I think
There's a dunk that came out and it's royal in black and it's a high top. So whenever I see that suede, like that new reimagined one, that's all I think of is that. So I'm like, eh. Plus, when we still have leather royals sitting in the closet.
Yeah, see, I actually don't have a pair. So it's even when they came out with the reimagined Chicago's last year, like even that was a tough one to really sit there and put on.
I still need that one.
I do too, because that's probably gonna be the only Chicago I'm gonna get my hands on.
My girl, I hit that for her last year, and she has a pair. It's every time she wears it, I get reminded that I don't have it.
Sorry,
But I have 2015 Chicago.
hey, there. I think you got the better pair. If we're being honest, so, you shouldn't feel too upset.
I'm like wearing them. It's just I struggle with that. Now they're going for so much. It's like if I get this any dirtier, how much am I driving the value down?
That's true. That's true. Hey, it's tough out here.
Yeah.
I did actually want to pause for a second, actually ask you, clearly you're the only female here. How did you feel about female releases this year?
Personally, I like them so far. I like the color waves. I mean, girls, they need to pop off with the shoes. It kind of sad. I feel like the men's shoes, they keep it very, like, minimalist, safe, like, toxic-esque in me, like, trying to keep the red, the royal blues, the blacks, the grays, which, I mean, those are classic colors.
Pizzazz.
A little razzle-dazzle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's funny too that you said that, because I feel like oftentimes when they release two shoes and there's a men's version and the women's version, the women colorway is better.
Yeah.
I'm on the year 5s. I don't know how you guys feel, but I think the gray pair is better than the black pair.
I actually agree with that. I do agree.
Yeah, I haven't seen them in person.
Yeah.
Based off the pictures yet.
I saw both of them so far. Even before, just the pictures. I actually thought it was white and not gray.
Yeah.
But even the 12s too, right? They did the 12.
The 12?
The white pair, the women's pair, and the black pair is the men's pair.
Yeah.
And I like the white one better too.
Yeah, and I even told you, like, I actually get a little jealous of women's colorways because I actually like a lot of.
I think the size cut off though.
Well, the problem is, I'm a 10. Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're easy to get.
No,
because
I happen to squeeze in there too, because I'm a 10.5.
Oh, okay, yeah. So,
because
because I remember I'm on your 3s, like, yeah, me too. Hey. So I remember when I was trying to get those, like, I actually had to empty out the collection, man. Which it was funny. I traded a pair of Yeezys that I just was not gonna wear. I actually sold my boy my pink pig dunks. I did not want to sell them, but they were a half size too big. I ended up getting my right size later.
what was market when you bought them though?
$230.
No. With the AMA, where was it sitting at when you?
I want to say $650. But I actually got it at a good time, like, because it went up even more.
I got it at 4s. That was the shoe I was proclaiming that time when it came out, shoe of the year.
Yeah.
So that was the one thing, because I came to this point where I always set a ceiling for everything. Is like, how much do I want this? Like, what's my ceiling I'd willing to pay? And that was about where it was like at 4 something. So luckily I have someone that works at stock, so they get no fees. Like, they literally, whatever ask is what you'll end up paying.
Oh, okay.
How to make that call, like, yo.
Hey, I need to start taking advantage. You got a couple people at stock.
You got friends,
Yeah, but I would honestly say overall, the women's releases this year, I did like most of them. They need to continue getting better, because I did not realize till a few years ago, they leave out a lot of the, like, almost details / accessories when it comes to the women's sizing. I absolutely hate that, because I forget which shoe it was. want to say it was Almond One Year 3, there were actually a lot of details that were left out in like the smaller sizes that, you know, most women would get. And, you know, it sucks too because I say like detail wise, that's one of the best shoes that has ever been made in my eyes. But it sucks that they don't get the same details that, you know, we would get. Just being bigger sizes. So, yeah, kind of a shame. But overall, hey, they're killing it with the women's colorways. I will always say that.
It'd be interesting. I know we had talked about it before we started recording of like women stuff. The top 10 women only released list.
Sadly,
It'd be nice to see that.
I gotta get a panel full of women to do that because I can't really do that. It almost feels weird for me to even chime in on that one.
Just seeing them all stacked though, like sorted everything out and like, all right, let's just look at all women's shoes that release.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting because like you said, I think there's doing a lot more frequent like women only releases now.
Oh yeah,
so.
Which is definitely needed.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy to think like how they're almost not even considered like they really should be in sneakers, but it's like they wear the exact sneakers we wear as men, so I think it's craziness. But
yeah, we get asked that in the store too. Like people come in, it's like, you got women's sneakers? I'm like, pretty much everything's unisex.
Yeah,
because there's guys coming in and like Needleworks is a dunk that's a women's only shoe.
Really?
Yeah, and they'll come in and the guys geek out over that shoe. And like, it's not my personal thing, especially because a lot of the details like has like a little jewel in the back on the Nike and it's like written in cursive font.
Oh.
And I'm like, and guys are like geeked over that shoe. I was like, it only makes it up to a certain size.
Yeah.
Like, you'd be surprised like some of the women's only stuff that guys still get geeked over. So to me, I view most things like it's unisex regardless.
I feel it. So. Moving on, this was actually another shocker. Did you have one?
No.
Oh, okay.
Wait, that's my answer.
No, I'm just checking. Wasn't sure if you have one more point.
No.
So this shit was actually another shocker. The Ronnie Feig, Frank Lloyd Wright, 998, Broadcast City. I don't know how to say it.
I got both of them. I don't remember.
I think it's a red pair that actually won.
I think the red pair is the one that most people were geeked about.
Well, you know what was funny too? So I didn't actually know the backstory, which is kind of crazy too, living in Arizona, because you see that name so much from Frank Lloyd Wright.
Yeah.
So it was kind of funny, like reading into it, and then like, oh, and then they had the event out here with, you know, tell us about it, because you actually went.
So that was crazy. I didn't think, honestly, it was going to be that hectic. But they said they were going to release them. I don't remember. I got there pretty early. I think it was like 7 in the morning. Drove up there. So it was at his museum. And it's kind of like in the mountain area. So similar to how you would go to like South Mountain or something where the roads kind of snake around the mountain a little bit. You were getting there and there's a guard at the gate. And he was like, hold up. Like, we'll wait to see if we can let you in. And so then he let me in. I was actually the first one in this line. So he let us in. He's like, the parking lot's filled right now, so there's no more cars that we can allow to park. So he's like, I'll let you in, but we were in a queue. And so I drove up the road a little bit further, and there was a cop in an SUV just blocking the road. Parked across, and so we couldn't move. And we were waiting there for probably about 40 minutes. And then finally, there was a line behind us. People just started parking their cars, getting out and walking up. So then once they started walking up, like the cop was letting cars come out. Like people were making their purchases already. And so by the time those people walked up, they started walking back and it was like, there's not even enough shoes. Apparently there was only like 30 pairs or something that they said.
I'm glad I didn't die. I got up, okay, it's 8:30. Am I on the job? Something told me don't.
Yeah.
Nope.
So the cool thing was after that, they did the raffle. So I literally left there, went to go get breakfast, parked in the parking lot, and like entered the raffle.
Oh, okay. So overall, how do you like the shoe?
It's sitting in his.
So
I kind of forgot about it.
Did you just look at it like, oh, okay?
They're cool. I think the big thing with that release, when you talk about what happened during that, was everybody was upset with the whole kit filter stuff.
Oh,
I know we all talk about, like, everyone's talked about on the internet, the whole kit filter about how he shoots his products doesn't always match what they look like.
Yeah.
So the colors on it, they were a little bit more vibrant in the pictures. And then when you get the shoes, they were a little bit more duller. But overall, I still liked it. But I actually liked the other colorway better.
Oh,
The yellow one. I think it's better.
yeah.
So to get around that, if you want to see how ugly a shoe really is, hit up Foot Locker. They can roll up any shoe. Kid can make any shoe look great. They can make the New Balance Sex Offender 7s look amazing. You understand me?
Which one? Wait, hang on, which one?
Like the walkie joints, the $30, $50 pan.
Oh, what?
I call it the Sex Offender 7s. Like,
The New Balance version of the Monarch. Yeah. I don't-
Yo, all the grill master stuff.
so like, Ken can make any shoe.
That's fine. That's fine. You know, currently now that you said that, so the black toe lows, which did not make this list, which obvious reasons. So let me just say this about that shoe. I'm glad it was actually very accessible to everybody, because that's my number one thing with shoes. I want everybody to be able to have a chance to get it. Kid Filters actually made that shoe look very good. And crazy enough, I actually won my pair from Kid. That's the first time I've ever won anything on Kid. Yeah. So, and that's what told me, oh, I want this shoe. Now, don't get into it. I love mine because I actually put rope laces in mine, and it made it look a lot better. Yes, I went with cream laces for obvious reasons. Yeah, Kid Filters made that shoe look very good.
He actually addressed it, which is, I don't know if he's done it before, but I actually seen Ronnie address that after that whole issue with that specific release. He said some statement, and it was to the effect of like, I shoot the products the way I think they should be presented or something like that. Kind of trying to justify it and not really saying like he doesn't see an issue with the way they shoot the picture.
You know, like, I don't fully knock that, but it's like, it is very misleading.
Yeah.
Because it's like you said, like, those filters can make any shoe look good. And so it gotta be funny to me when it happens. Yeah, but yeah. Well, we'll talk about that later. Number 5. This is gonna be the biggest shock, because this is a shoe everybody is hyping up. I don't see it, but yeah, Born X-Rays dunk.
It was on my top 3.
I don't get it, but of course,
The detail.
no, and we talked about this at the store, and you know the details I fully understand, but I think for me I have never worn Born X-Rays. Like, I've never even like looked at the brand for real. So that's why I don't. I've heard. RRP to him.
Yeah, like before moving to Arizona, I knew about it, but it wasn't something on the East Coast. But like, pretty cool of it. And I was ready to get the shoes before he even passed. When he passed, I'm like, there's no need.
You just, yeah.
Yeah, because I'll would. Even the ones you have on your feet now, I like those. And I'm like, okay, I'll go for them. Nah.
You know, crazy enough, I actually had to trade them Chicago to UNC one Lowe's for me.
Now those are like $60.
You know,
That was
actually.
it was definitely a come up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Knocked off $150. So I'm like, hey, I'll take it.
The thing I feel about that shoe is similar, like you were saying. The brand always did dope shit.
I've heard.
My problem with the brand, LA based, and the whole Arizona to LA thing. It's like, how many, like, I don't anything Dodgers. I won't wear a Dodgers hat. I cannot wear a Dodgers hat. They do so many dope collabs, but it's definitely put it on for like LA.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that they've done over the years that I liked. I just couldn't get myself to buy some.
I feel it.
But I will say, did want the shoe. The details on it, there's so many details.
Oh yeah. Like, even looking at it here, I'm like, I could understand
Yeah.
why somebody would want this.
But that you were talking about box release stuff,
Oh, I heard.
I could add that shoe to that list for sure.
You down some clothing, it's like, I've never seen anything just like disappear that quick within seconds. And you don't hear about anybody actually getting it. and I knew like at least 50 people.
I got some clothing.
Okay, yeah. At least now I know 2 people
Yeah.
that actually hit.
It's kind of crazy too, because like before he passed, I kind of started like hearing about remind me of the name again. Okay. Yeah, like I started hearing about him a little bit, and you know, it was cool to see, you know, he built that song and all that, which again, RIP to him. But at the same time, it kind of angered me, kind of like, you know, the whole Kobe thing. So as soon as somebody passes, all of a sudden everybody cares.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, till this day, I actually can't buy a Kobe. Like, I just can't do it. I'm a Clipper fan, so that's already, I've been a Clipper fan of the dark days. Let me just say that. But I always say, Kobe was one of the Laker players I always had the most respect for, because I tell everybody, that man could have been down 50 points and he was still determined to win the game, and he would not stop till he did it. But because of me not necessarily being a fan, I just can't buy a Kobe. Now, there is one Kobe I had. Actually, I've had 2. I'm mad I traded one and sold one. I sold it for retail, and this is before he passed. I'm still mad I sold it, but at the same time, it was a Lakers colorway, so I would not have been able to keep it.
To your point, if you look at the market, using Kobe as an example, like when people passing, look at the market of how his stuff was selling.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I found one of those undefeated Kobe 4s, like, at Nike clearance. Like, the stuff was not selling of his, because everyone was over the basketball way, and then she passed, and now all the stuff, like, shot.
Yeah. Like, it kills me, man. Like, even with this reverse Grinch, like, you know, I'm glad, like, the prices aren't, like, crazy, but it's like, actually, I will say, this is an odd take. I actually think the reverse Grinch is better than the original.
I think a lot of people actually do. So
Well, some will say I'm speaking blasphemous, but
the red one better than the green. Yeah.
I actually didn't. I kind of forgot, to be honest.
That was the ICL on top yesterday, but all that.
Oh, yeah, we talked about it, because when I entered that Undefeated, I was actually trying for somebody else because they were a big Kobe fan. So, which I always say, if you need something, I will try for it until it's something I want. But, yeah. So, moving on. Number 4. You gonna like this one. Action Bronson, 990 V6. Not the one you're thinking of.
The Lapis?
Yes, the Lapis. I was kind of shocked to beat the Baklava.
Is the Baklava not on the list?
It is not. Exactly. I was surprised too.
Story and actually think about
Well, actually,
Crocodile coming out. It makes
you know what beat it? The Frank Lloyd Wright. I was kind of surprised. I was very surprised. I was like, what? Hey, if people like what they like, I guess. I did agree with Lil Yachty's point on it in Complex's panel. The shoe actually it reminds you of him for some reason. But how do you say that, the Lapis?
I don't know. I couldn't.
I'll just say that.
I have to see it written out.
Lapis Lazuli. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of how I think it is, but I don't mind it. I just think the Baklava is better.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah, so we're all pretty much in agreement. Have you seen it? Oh, okay.
You wear New Balance? Is it all you get to New Balance?
And I like them. I haven't got it.
Oh,
If you're 6, if you're used to wearing Nikes, New Balances, like
yes.
New Balance 19.
I will say as well, the only thing that can rival New Balance on Nike's case is the Vomero 5 now.
I like steel Prestos.
Oh, okay.
Prestos are very comfortable.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm saying that still comes
Yeah.
on the regular. But
Speaking of, what do you think of the Vomero wave?
so we all saw that Doran Becker was on the voting bracket.
Yeah.
if people put that on their list, oh yeah, that's the one that made the list. Yeah. So if people put the Dornbecker Vomero on their top 10 list, I don't argue it because the shoe looks cool. And I kid you not, when I bought a pair of Vomeros, the second I put the Vomero on my feet, like, I almost shed a tear because, like, bro, my feet don't hurt anymore.
I think a lot of people sleep on just some of Nike's inline stuff.
Yeah.
Pegasus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I used to work at the outlet at Mills. Man, I would always tell people like Pegasus.
Oh yeah.
You so.
Yeah. So I don't know anybody. If a Vomero is on your list, like, I can't.
Yeah.
Because that shoe was actually really good. And the price point on it, too, is actually pretty good for what you're getting.
That's the 1906.
I still need to get a pair of 1906. For as many New Balances I have, I don't want any 1906.
1906 from 10 oh.
Well, what really did it for me with New Balance was the protection pack, the original 3.
The funny thing is that's a lot of jumping off points for people I hear is that protection pack. People who are not normally into New Balances bring up that protection pack.
Well, I had the 327. I actually really liked. A lot of people don't like the 327. The Cape Codder that they did with Concepts, that was really the one that I was like, I like that a lot. When I got the protection pack, 'cause I actually had to go through GOAT, and I actually got a Japanese pair.
Oh,
yeah, but I got it for a pretty good price.
Of the first 3 colors?
Yeah, I got the all white.
So the white one, I thought it would be interesting. You were talking about dyeing stuff recently of dyeing now.
I considered it. You guys are familiar with Pop Fields?
Yeah.
I was him or Base Customs, who's also been on the show. I was this close to hitting them up and be like, y'all want to try something? Like, or thought about just getting another pair, just like, y'all want to try something?
You just got me to remember something about that shoe that I don't think the rest of them have done. The first 3 colorways of that protection pack, the plastic on all of them had like that age effect. It was like a white, like filmy looking thing on it. But I don't think any of the ones they released after that had that same like finish to that plastics. Because there's like plastic on the bottom of the outsole, midsole, and it has like that aged, weathered look.
You're gonna have to look at me.
Yeah, because the first 3 had that, but I don't think any of the ones after that. I honestly feel like they've been watering it down with all the different colorways in the protection pack. But that's one detail that I don't think is on the rest of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I can't be mad at anybody that liked that Action Bronson more than the baklava, but I think we're all in agreement. The baklava is better.
Baklava, I feel like we were talking earlier about the filter thing. That lapis one, I feel like that's one that looks better in pieces because the blue didn't look as dark.
Oh yeah.
And then when you get them in hand, it's definitely more navy, like a darker.
100%.
So I loved it in the pictures, and then when I finally saw it in hand, I was like, it's still cool, but I thought the color was gonna be brighter.
I feel it. So number 3, Doritos SB Dunk. This is actually a tricky one for me because technically you could not get this shoe. Yeah, like it was tough. Like you could get it, but you had to make some magic happen. Because even I know a couple people, they bought fake pairs, and like they asked me how I felt. So let me go on a rant real quick. I don't know if any of y'all listen to the Old Head and the Young. The fake versus real conversation comes up a lot with us. I will say, and I give a lot of credit to Tromageddon for this, he actually changed my perspective on fakes, because I started realizing if you're really sitting here criticizing fakes, like people just wearing fakes, A, you're not minding your own business, B, you're pocket watching. So I just kind of got to a point like, look, bro, that's what you want to do. Cool. The only problem I have is when you start trying to sell them as real. That's my only problem. Because let's be real here. these fakes now are so good. You can't even tell. Like, for all we know, any one of us could have a fake on right now, and we just would not be able to tell. That's a sad, honest truth. I'm sorry to the world, but sit here and tell me all the shoes in your collection are real. I guarantee you can't say that confidently. Well, unless
nobody's looking about.
oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, all of them.
Probably. I feel confident.
There's a couple. I've seen a couple fake New Balances. They're starting to get better, but you can still see some.
I think most of the ones that they do are any of the pairs that are like made overseas,
Yeah.
like made in Asia stuff. So,
But like, you know, Travis Scott's
super
dumb.
high volume.
Oh yeah.
Travis.
And the worst part is you cannot tell sometimes.
It's tough. Some of them it's easier. There's some like fakes. You're talking about different scale of like quality. There's obviously.
Yeah. So with the retails, it's like that might be one of those ones like you may not ever be able to tell because they're so hard to get as it is.
My thing is just the placement. I don't know how you guys feel. Like how compared to other Dunk SBs, is that one the best one that came out? Because to me, that I would take Born and Raised over that.
Oh, I
take
agree.
the Udo over that.
I agree. At Fly Streetwear,
Yeah.
like hey, this is actually my number one.
Stuff that are personally from the SB standpoint, like I think there are better dunks than that one.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of people that like it. I understand.
Yeah, I understand somewhat. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, buying fake shoes, if you have kids and their feet are growing every 3 months,
Oh yeah.
go ahead, buy the fakes. They're going to play and dog them.
Hey, actually, crazy enough, some fakes actually have better quality. Like Panda Dunk fakes, I don't care what anybody says, they have way better quality. I'm just gonna say it because I've actually seen a couple of like people be beating on them and they're still like perfectly fine. Whereas I'll see like a real Panda, like there's holes in it and all that, like the sole cracking and falling. Like,
Dude, it's just they've made and released it so much time. The quality.
oh yeah, it's trash. You know, another shoe that was interesting, the medium curry dunk, because it's like none of them look the same.
Yeah, we have a bunch in the store if you just look at it.
Oh yeah, like I go in there and just look at them and compare mine. I'm like, okay, so I see the difference here. I see it here. This is probably the closest one that looks like my pair. Because I've actually owned two of them, and they definitely don't look the same.
And that's another thing too to be picky about when you're shopping for them in general is trying to find. I feel like that with the Reimagine, because with the elephant print, there was a consistency. Somewhere it was like really light, gloss, and then somewhere it was really deeply.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah.
It would suck to get a pair where one shoe is different than the other.
Oh yeah, it's crazy out here. Hey, look, them fakes are just getting too good now.
To each their own, man. Is that what you want to do?
Hell yeah, I'll just look at it like this: your money. I can't tell you how to spend your money. Yep, that's none of my business. To y'all watching, that's none of your business either. So, number 2, this was a shocker. The Kith Adidas 8th Street Samba. You voted for this.
It was good. Honestly, it made it pretty high on my list. It's definitely on top 10, but to me, it would have been towards the back half. But just the amount of excitement I've heard, like people who are actually into sneakers, like want that shoe, I think it's dope. We were talking about it earlier. Like, I like that he did the raffle, and there was people that were upset they didn't get it, and then he did that pre-order afterwards. So like that was dope. So if you really wanted it, you had a chance.
Oh yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Let's touch on these raffles. Well, actually, these pre-orders. My bad. Let's touch on these for a second. I've been very critical about these brands for the past few years because we've all heard of Side Collective. I think he's doing it the best. Like, you have a chance to do first come, first serve, and if he sees a need for it, he will put up pre-orders. Like, heck, that's how I've gotten a couple of mine through pre-orders. I'm looking at him, a smaller sneaker brand. The dude has figured it out, so I'm looking at all these other ones like, why haven't y'all done it yet? Because I told somebody, Nike comes and tells you, hey, we see a lot of y'all want, let's use the Paris Dunk for example, because obviously it's 50 G's.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pay that. I never had a chance to get those because they came out so way back when, and my mom was not spending that type of money back then. Imagine if Nike comes and tells you, hey, we see y'all want the Paris Dunk, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring him back out with updated material and better quality. Instead of it being, what was it at the time, like $100? We're going to charge $200, but it's going to be a pre-order. You can get as many as you want for this amount of time. I'd do it in a heartbeat.
There's a company, I think they're out of Florida, called United, and they'd open pre-orders for a week. And it kind of looked like Jordan ones, but like they just did one with 80 sneaks.
Yeah.
It looks like a Wolverine. It's like a war teacher or whatever. So the inside looks like Wolverine shirt. Got a burgundy. I have like quite a few there. $200. I don't even think twice about it. It's a smaller outfit. Amazing box art. Amazing quality. Extra laces. I'm a nerd for extra laces.
Yeah.
I have no problem doing that. Not Fox.
All right.
Nike.
Exactly.
I don't understand why not. Even with 3D technology, and walk in, get a 3D printed sole. You stand base off your feet. If you have bad feet, flat feet, or whatever, get your sole done. Get your 250, walk out, go home. And a week or two later, this should be just that simple. But someone somewhere within Nike, it is.
No.
Come on. Trailers, full shit, getting this in, about 10,000.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just, it's sad, but yeah, pre-orders will be the way to go.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I like the idea of buy the shoe if you want. Like, just let it be open to whoever wants.
Exactly.
Because I think even after that, there'll still be demand. Like, we even saw that with that shoe's still reselling, and that released that way. There was the raffle and the pre-order, and they're still fetching a high dollar amount right now. So, like, there's still going to be demand for people that missed out on it. But I think that method of release is the way to go. But will they actually do it? I don't know if it's them trying to protect like brand cachet also. If like, we're cool. We know the way this business model that we're running like continues to generate that hype for us. But I don't know. I think it may be just that of like failing to want to change the way things are. Is the way they're working for them. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anything what else, guys? All right. Anything, Connie?
Works in their favor. Keep going all the way down.
That's fair. That's fair. And number one, we all here as SB Jordan 4. Like we kind of knew. Like I knew going in. I'm like everybody's big. Like I just.
That was another one I was proclaiming early. At least personally, I've been saying it was mine, but like people come into the store. That's one thing I always hit them with. Like I see people looking at it. I was like, you better get it before it goes up.
Oh,
Top 10 shoe of the year.
I heard a lot of talk too. Like, even it took me to really just look at it and hold it in hand. I'm like, honestly, Jordan needs to start making fours like this all the time now.
Apparently, they're going to.
Yeah,
That's what I heard and read online. Is that to start making future fours.
yeah. I think the military blues are gonna be the first one. Yeah, yeah. And I mean, a lot of people are like, I mean, what is he like? Why is it so special? And it's like, I had to explain to Lil Yachty, like, yeah, they were wear testing for skateboarding. And a lot of people don't realize, like, way back when, like, Jordan 1s were actually the prime skateboarding shoe. Like, if you were a Nike athlete, or if you had, like, seeing a 4, because I actually didn't know a lot of people actually skated Jordan 4s. I did not know that. Yeah, so I'm not mad at it, honestly.
What do you guys think? Personally, was it on your list?
No.
That's fair. That's fair. I wouldn't knock that, honestly.
Yeah, it's a great shoe.
Yeah.
It looks amazing in person. All he has shoes on the list that I actually.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, that was one thing too, from a style standpoint. It's just personally, I've been kind of like on a green kick the last couple of years too. So the fact that I had green in it definitely made it desirable for me. So
Yeah. Well, like I told y'all, I'm fatty. We gonna do what Complex couldn't do. We gonna construct a better list, cause this is trash. Look, I'm not saying any of y'all that voted, y'all did the best you could, but yeah, we gotta make a better list. I'm not putting this out. So, number one, I think we kind of had to leave the Jordan 4.
that was actually my number 2.
Oh, okay. I don't knock that.
So number 1, number 2, I kept going back and forth, but it was my number 2. My number 1 would have been the baklava.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That took a little bit of soul searching, but
Wow.
I would have did the Jordan 1 Eastside Golf. The one that had change. And I saw this and the meaning of the shoe.
Yeah.
No.
And I put it on the voting bracket.
Made from shoe in person.
I-
And just the point, it was allowing black people to play golf.
yeah,
And segregation, I'm like, no, this needs to be in the forefront. No one talked about
Hey,
it. There was no
hey, you're welcome. I put it on the voting bracket. it had to be on there. Connie, what do you think?
You guys might not agree, but it's my number one because of the culture.
I can't knock it. All right, so what do y'all want to put for number 1?
Day of the Dead Dunks that just came out. I'm with Connie. It's for the culture.
I don't know. I'm not mad at the pine.
I gotta agree with that.
It's personal, but the fact that so many people voted for it there too, like it kind of says a lot when it's not just personal opinion.
Mm,
Yeah, but the fact that it kind of lines up with where I was, I'm like, I'm not mad at it.
All right, so I guess we're going Pine Greens.
Yeah.
All right. Number 2.
What did we have at number?
That Kith Samba.
So I will say the sneaker politics samba that just came out. That has the cheetah print along.
Oh,
Just because it's such a wild looking samba.
problem is I can't do it. I don't like cheetah print.
I'm not mad at it. It's a nice shoe.
Just because it's.
Yeah.
Honestly, with my number 2, I'd put the baklava.
I would put it there just because if we put the pine there, I would put it in personal taste. I would put the ball.
Yeah, like
I'd say you can't deny. I think how much like New Balance has had such a good year.
Yeah.
From the releases, like one thing we didn't talk about was the C note either.
Oh, yeah.
The C note, yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
New Balance. You got it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not hating. I'm with it.
Yeah, that was definitely, I think, when I know a lot of people were mad because it devalued everyone who had the original, but I can't believe that original was going for that much. Like towards when it was all said and done, like earlier this year, it's like, damn.
So are you familiar with kangaroos?
The shoes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did like a similar to the C note, but it was a 420, only 420 pairs.
Mm-hmm.
And it came with rolling papers, grinders, the whole 9.
Yeah.
And amazing shoe. But that was another one where it dropped close to the C notes nobody talked about. I have like pair 370 out of 420.
Mm-hmm.
But just knowing that, like, okay, how many shoes? Neutral colors.
Yeah.
So I think us two agreed on the baklavas.
Yeah.
Baklavas. All right. So number 3, Eurito's dunks, anything you think should be there instead?
No. Well, if we were to say another dunk, the brown snakeskin dunks.
You really like those?
I bought them before they were even stateside. I had them a month and a half.
Oh, wow.
Swap the laces and do not fade.
Wow.
'Cause I thought they were a Japanese release.
Oh.
So I'm okay, bet. Let me get these. And then when I saw them in the man, damn, let me more now. But I do like the Hurricanes. I like them.
Yeah. You know, like,
I wish more people could get them.
yeah. And that's why I almost feel like it shouldn't really be on the list. But at the same time, I can't knock it. The hype. It
I
was
like
there.
Born and Raised better, but I'm not going to argue with it being where it's at because of, again, that's just my taste. But as many people that come in, it peaked over that shoe. So I'm not.
So how about this? We'll leave that there. Is it fair to say Born and Raised at number 4?
I would.
Because we had the other Action Bronson at number 4.
I would.
Okay, so Born and Raised at number 4 then. All right, so Eurito stays at 3, Born and Raised at 4. Let's see here. All right, so number 5. Number 5 was Born and Raised, so we got to replace it.
What else is on the list?
So number 6 was the Frank Lloyd Wright. Number 7 was the Reimagined 3. Number 8 was the Homer Simpson Stan Smith. Number 9 was the Yuto, and number 10 was the Crenshaw Skate Club, which I'm gonna move Yuto to number 5.
I'm not mad at that. I even like the Udo better than the Doritos, so
I agree. Sorry, Connie. Wait, have you seen the Yuto? Okay, you mind. Yeah, okay. Well, let's let her see it.
But at the same time, Crenshaw skate.
Oh, I know.
Then the peak.
Exactly. Like, they're clean. Oh, all right. And you know, it's tough because I'm wearing them to fly streetwear dunk. This was actually my number 1.
yeah.
Yeah, like, I absolutely love this pair. I was mad I couldn't get the special box. I'm not willing to pay the $3,000.
I think that's one that gets looked over a lot.
Oh yeah, it does.
Because like I said, when I was going through all the pictures, I definitely pulled that out, and I was like, all right.
Oh, you have?
No, so when I said I was scanning through the pictures of what released this year,
Oh, okay.
I remember coming across that picture. I was like, those are really dope, and no one's really talking about them.
Yeah. That was another sneaker bundle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, number 6, we have right now the Frank Lloyd Wright. I'm almost not mad at it staying, but at the same time, yeah, I feel like something's better.
Yeah, I just feel like for the masses, and if you were to ask like 100 people, I don't know how many people, if that would have been there, I'm sure you could have replaced it with some other stuff, but I just don't know what.
So being an engineer, I knew the story behind it, so I was key.
Yeah,
But if it wasn't tied to Frank Lloyd Wright, I don't think it would have had much.
That's fair. So,
I would have replaced it. Put the 8th Street there, and to be honest with you, didn't we have that one lower?
yeah, the A Street was number 2.
Because that still is an awesome shoe.
Yeah. And well, plus also the Samba hype right now.
Yeah.
So A Street. All right, A Street. And number 7, we had the Reimagined 3. I'm absolutely going to be honest, that should not be on the list. But again, my opinion isn't the only one that matters.
I did have it on my list.
That's fair. I could actually get behind that.
I'm going to be biased. And there was some Asics that were like, I think they released annually. If we're going to say like re-release shoes, they were like the yellow and black, kind of like the Kill Bill.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Those not painted plus white.
Oh, I remember you doing that. Yeah.
I'm going to be biased there, but Maria Madams. It's hard to say, man, because like as long as people keep buying it, they're gonna.
So, you think they should stay?
I would move to 10 personally.
Okay. So we'll put those at 10. Now let me ask you this: move Crenshaw's to number 7.
I would move it down. Like, I like that shoe.
So Crenshaw's number 7, reimagines to 10. All right. I'm not mad at that. So number 8, we had the Homer Simpson, Stan Smiths.
I love that shoe, but that shoe does not need to be on public.
Oh man, I fully agree with you. Like, it's cool, but it's like not top 10 cool. I'm sorry. Know what y'all think then?
What else was there anything else that was on the list
Well,
that we didn't shuffle around?
nah, we pretty much shuffled everything else. Yeah. Trying to think. Oh, you know what? I actually forgot to tell y'all, so I do gotta apologize. There was a shoe I forgot to add to the voting bracket, and it's actually a women's exclusive, the Olive Travis Scott.
It's on my list.
I think we have to add it.
How does everybody feel about Travis's in general? Are you guys like over the hype, or
I want at least
you
one.
get the hype that it's still like everyone still wants him?
I get it. I understand. I mean, heck, you're wearing them
Yeah.
now. I understand because, like I said, just that backwards swoosh alone is legendary. So I understand that case. That olive one is actually one of the better ones because I actually don't like those very well.
So for me, if you're talking lows, my top 3, it would have been Fragment, it would have been Olive, and then Reverse Mocha. So I do really like the Olive one out of all the lows. So it did make my list, but I don't know how everyone feels about agreeing, so putting it on there.
I'm flexible. It's just anything Travis Scott. I'm just like,
That's fair. What are you saying?
I mean, I do like the color and I like the shoe, and I know everyone has like their thing in Travis Scott but
We're not gonna discuss those right now. Well, I was mainly keen on your opinion because technically it's a women's shoe. So I feel we gotta at least put one, and it should be that one. So, all right, I think we're all in agreement here. So, number 9 has nothing. So,
thought you were gonna say the set and Jordan's the best route. You said one of the shit.
those are trash. Nobody likes those.
One thing that didn't make the top list but was in the bracket that I would bring up for discussion is the gin dips.
Yeah.
Those gotta go number 9. I don't even care what anybody has to say. Those gotta go number 9. We've all seen them, right? J-Tip Sauconys. I feel like you haven't seen them. Okay.
So it's the same thing as this shoe, but way more color.
Yeah.
Which,
with the
yeah, whenever I wear them, great legs.
yeah,
Yeah.
feel like I'm earning.
It's like a purple, pink, checkerboard in the back. There's some animal print somewhere, some floral, something. Yeah.
So we're all in agreement. All right. So going from 10 to 1, we have Reimagined Threes, J-Tip Saucony, Travis Scott Low Olive, Crenshaw Skate Club Dunks, A Street Samba, Uto Origami Dunks, Born Raised Dunks. Dang, SB killed it. Jarritos dunks. Let me pronounce that right. Jarritos dunks. Yes, I can roll my R's. Action Bronson baklavas, and then Nike SB Air Jordan 4.
Yep.
I definitely think we have the best list. I don't care what anybody said.
No, it was not on that damn list. Terror Squad, Air Force.
That should not be on the list. I'm just gonna be honest. It's too late. Like, if he would have released those like a few years ago, like, yeah. Well, here's the thing. Like, when Versus was still big, and who did he go up against? I want to say he went up against like Mario or somebody, and I'm like,
No, I thought it doesn't. Who did Amari?
no.
It's Mario.
Yeah, who did that Joe go up against?
Like early Spat Joe, like the 90 to 95. Me.
Oh yeah.
But then
Here's the funny thing though, like whoever they put him up against, I was really looking at that versus like,
Wasn't that one of the first ones that they did live, I think?
it had it like towards like the almost downfall of versus. Yes, that's the one. I'm like, why did you do Ja Rule like that? Like, you gotta set Ja Rule up. He did, but I'll put it to you this way: like, I think I'm the youngest one out of the group.
Probably.
I'm not gonna be disrespectful to Connie. I can only tell you one Ja Rule song off the top of my head, and that's Limited.
He was kind of the biggest one for a moment there.
Oh yeah,
Early.
Oh yeah, I've heard.
Yeah.
Like, even for me to like do my research and all that, like Ja Rule is just one of those I never cared for.
victim to the record label.
Yeah.
So at that time, Def Jam was trying to make everybody pop.
Mhm.
Because around that time, Mariah Carey was doing collaborations with that.
Oh yeah.
So they were on that bandwagon looking that.
Yeah.
Anybody that was signed to Def Jam like early 2000s, like either down like if the knew what was actually Method Man and what was Def.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Big facts. Well, I mean, hey. Terror Squad is like, they were on the voting bracket, but I just kind of knew like they weren't gonna get much. Like, say,
If they would have did a different colorway,
yeah, I think it would have. Yeah.
the fact they chose to do that black and white as a general release,
Exactly. It's like, bro,
look, too much proximity to the Panda.
exactly.
As much cocaine as he talks in his music, he could have went along the lines of like the concept A6 8 ball.
Yeah.
It could have been like off-white and red. It would have made more sense. Being Tom spent in Miami, that would have made more sense besides a black and white Air Force One. And I have cats telling me like, you wear dad shoes. And I'm thinking like, fuck, Air Force Ones, isn't that the ultimate? That
I mean, that's the ultimate all-purpose shoe.
can he pull? So Terror Squad could have been headed. Even this environment colors.
You know, honestly, as soon as I saw the Terrorist Squad, I looked at it and I'm like, this is like the climax to if you're ready to go down that path of Black Air Force One energy.